Cheers everybody, Dan here. Gonna do a few beer reviews for my buddy Barry, the Brewed Palate. That's his blog and his YouTube channel. Go ahead and check it out if you're not subscribed to him. He does very vlog-like style videos where he documents all of his brews, and he's a smart guy. And he sent me a few beers as a thanks to giving him a little bit of a hand with a sour beer that he did, and so I appreciate that, Barry. Thank you very much. Barry wanted some feedback on the Saisons, so that's what I'm going to do here. Here we have the Tart 10th Saison. This is one of the Saisons that Barry sent me, and Barry does really nice labels. As you can see, he even has a QR code on there, little branding label, and a whole little story here. It says, "Welcome to the Hidden 36 series, a collection of HIBC beers brewed in order to test new recipe and explore variations on classic beer styles. For the third beer in this series, I chose to try out a yeast blend from the Yeast Bay called Farmhouse Sour Ale. This is the beer that I helped him out with a little bit. The addition of lactobacillus meant that this beer would need to be aged a bit before dry hopping with Sriracha Ace hops and bottling, hence the name Tart 10ths. Each time the beer was and will be tasted, its tartness will be more well-rounded." L'chaim. It's 6% ABV. Let's get into it. So we've got the pour here. It was a bit of a gusher, Barry, so you want to keep an eye out for the rest of these bottles. Might have a little bit of attenuation going on in there with the, I don't think there's Brettanomyces in that blend. I can't remember off the top of my head, but if there is, you definitely got some attenuation going on in the bottle, so watch out for that. Really nice color, nice kind of a deep yellow color, real hazy. I think there's a little bit of stirrup of the sediment. It pours a nice half finger head that sticks around quite well. You get lots of notes of cream and a little hint of lemon. A lot of cream though, very, very nice. Don't get a lot of Pilsner malt or anything like that. Maybe some light hay aromas in there. Definitely a lemony aroma going on. All right, cheers. Here we go. Very nice. It has a bright acidity to it, not overly sour, mostly on the front of the tongue. Very well carbonated. Very nice, silky kind of mouthfeel to it. You definitely get a lot of orange in the flavor, a little bit of citrus, maybe some citrus peel. Definitely on the orange side of flavors, and that's really dominant. Just punches you in the face with that orange flavor. It's fairly dry beer. Not a lot of sweetness, no lingering sweetness, no off flavors that I can detect at all. It's quite a nice beer, and I think that the dry hopping, the Sriracha Ace, really complemented it well. So well done, Barry. This is a very nice beer, other than the gushing issue. But if you can look out for that, this beer is definitely worth drinking. Very nice first attempt. I believe this was your first sour beer, and that Yeast Bay blend came through really well. It did its job, and Barry did a good job. Next up, Fruits of My Labor, Dark Saison from Barry. I'll just read the little inscription here because he does a pretty good job on these labels. "Welcome to the Hidden 36 series, a collection of HIBC brewers, beers brewed in smaller batches in order to test new recipes and explore variations on classic beer styles. For the second beer in this series, I chose to attempt to explore the other new end of the Saison color spectrum, and add midnight wheat and D180 syrup to bring dark color and flavors into the picture of a winter Saison. L'chaim. Here we go. Dark Saison from Barry. Definitely pours a really deep, dark black color there with a khaki head. This is definitely kind of looks like a porter to stout color. Let's get the nose. Getting a licorice, like a black licorice, anise off of this. Maybe a hint of roast character, not too much. Big time anise in the aroma. Maybe a bit of a Pepsi Cola kind of aroma to it, I think, from the carbonation and the dark malts. Alright, cheers, here we go. And the dark malts definitely come through. You get a subtle drying effect on the palate from that. Kind of a chalky aftertaste to it, that you tend to get in some like Irish dry stouts. Very dry beer, but underneath that you get a little bit of a fruit characteristic, I'm assuming, from the Saison yeast. And that character is, I think, kind of on the peach, apricot, a little bit of banana, kind of an ester, real subtle. The beer has a kind of a moderate to low mouthfeel, highly carbonated. Maybe more of a medium mouthfeel, especially for a Saison. Definitely heavier on the mouthfeel for most Saisons. Hint of a tartness there on the palate, just a hint, kind of on the aftertaste. And that's not a sourness of any kind. That's more of a maybe like a slightly low pH from the roasted malts. Definitely think there might be, some oats or something like this in this recipe. It does remind me of kind of a sweeter stout on the mouthfeel side of things, but on the taste, it's still fairly dry, so it probably attenuated pretty well with the Saison yeast that Barry used. This is a good beer. It's very unique, very different. I don't think it would really fit in a Saison category because it has a lot of mouthfeel, and that might be interpreted as sweetness, even though there's no sweetness on the back end or on the aftertaste or anything like that. It's a well-brewed beer, very different, and I quite enjoy it, and I like it. So cheers, Barry. Thanks for sending this. Final beer review for Barry is his Seven Blessings Rye Saison. Towards the end of a Jewish wedding ceremony, 7 blessings are recited, which usher in the sanctity and joy created by the marital union of bride and groom. You can see a picture of Barry and his wife there on the label. It's a very nice label. It is also customary to have a celebratory meal with family and friends on each of the 7 days following the wedding. The first time that this beer was brewed was for one of those meals. In order to continue bringing a similar level of joy and sanctity into my marriage and share it with family and friends, I've decided to brew this beer every summer. There we go. Cheers, Barry. Let's get into it. So this rye Saison pours a really nice deep golden color with a frothy white head. Got a half a finger of head there. Big bubbles, kind of dissipating quickly. Let's get the aroma. Definitely getting a nice fruit aroma and a little bit of a, what I would think is a Brett Funk in there. Getting some oak, I think. And there's definitely kind of like an apricot banana fruit character to it, I think. I take that back. I would describe it more as like a peach fruit aroma. But you do get hints of banana, isoamyl acetate in there as well. So far this smells like the most complex of the beers, in my opinion so far. Cheers. Thanks again, Barry. Well, that's quite nice. It's lightly tart. I'm going to guess that there is Brett in this. You definitely get the Brett kind of fruit flavors in there. The taste follows the nose. It's definitely kind of peach, more banana on the nose, or on the taste than on the nose. More banana. It's got a nice mouthfeel to it. The tartness is there might be some bacteria in there. I'm not too sure, or it might just be a real acidic Brett strain that he might have used. Definitely a kind of a chewy mouthfeel. I wouldn't quite call it silk, and I think that's from the rye. High carbonation. The head doesn't hold in there, but that's okay. This beer is really subtly complex. A lot going on in there. I don't think I'm getting oak on the taste, so it might not be in there. I don't know. Definitely a lot of fruit, kind of an overripe peach, kind of a character to it, or maybe nectarine. Actually, that might be a better descriptor, like a slightly overripe nectarine, but still sweet. Like I said, it's a complex ester profile in this beer. It's extremely good. If there wasn't, I don't think that there's oak in this beer, but oak would be a nice addition to it. It would make for a really good oak-aged or barrel-aged beer. The only thing about it is, I think you might want to kick back or hold back on the rye a little bit. The mouthfeel comes a bit syrupy, and you might get docked on a competition for that. I think that makes it unique, and I like that. I enjoy the beer a lot. I think this is probably my favorite one. It's a toss-up between the sour with the apricots and this one. I think this is a better beer for the fermentation profile. A lot of complex fermentation going on in this one, but not too much banana, not too much clove or anything like that. You get just a hint of a bitterness to it. Not getting much malt profile other than the mouthfeel from that rye. Maybe there's a little bit of a spicy note in there that might be coming from the rye, or the hops, or even the Brett. It's hard to tell. Yeah, this is darn good right here. Try putting a little bit of oak on it if you haven't done that, and keep brewing this beer. This is my favorite one of the three. So anyway, that's my feedback. Cheers, Barry and everybody who watched, and you're doing an awesome job. Cheers. Happy Homebrew Wednesday. Happy Thanksgiving, everybody. Happy holidays.